Welcome back to Kaulignation, your one-stop shop for all things Kaulig Racing, Dinger Nation, SVG Nation, NASCAR, and really all things racing that we try to cover here. Hoping to do some F1 gaming streams here soon where we talk some NASCAR and Ryan and I have some fun. Our question for this video, though, is how do you think AJ and SVG will do at Bristol, specifically in the Xfinity series, because SVG is not running the Cup race? Comment down below and share your thoughts there. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications to all to keep up with all of our content. Ryan, it was a tough pill to swallow this weekend. I have some personal thoughts I want to get off my chest at the end of this thing, but the best word I can come up with is heartbreak. But that's racing. You get your highs and your lows, and there's definitely a lot of positive to take from it. But at the end of the day, cars weren't quick enough on Saturday. AJ and SVG did what they could with, I would say top 5, top 10 cars at best. And then Sunday, we don't even have a full lap to go off of for the 13, but it certainly rocketed uphill on that first lap. And SVG was the best car on track Sunday. No doubt whatsoever.
Yeah, man. When we were doing our preview last week, I was super optimistic. I thought we had a chance to win both races. In fact, I even made my prediction that we were going to win at least one. And in the comments, I was like, yeah, I think we can win both. Obviously, we walk out of this weekend with no wins, and that sucks. Man, that sucks. I was oddly more optimistic about the Cup race than I was the Xfinity race. I know SVG has done nothing but dominate the Xfinity races to this point in the season, but I have Watkins Glen, for whatever reason, has always been probably the most difficult road course for the Kaulig organization. Maybe it's the speed. I don't really know. But the bigger teams, JGR, Hendrick, and obviously Junior Motorsports on the Xfinity side, really, they've got something that Kaulig just doesn't have right now, and it showed its head pretty ugly, unfortunately, on Saturday. That's, I think AJ was the 5th best car, and I truly think SVG was about the 7th best car. Obviously, their talent, immense talent, was able to overcome, some of their performance issues and run up front, and through various strategies actually gave themselves a chance to win, which, if you asked me about halfway through that race, I was like, no chance. And I'm just, ifs and buts, blah, blah, blah. Had that Xfinity race gone to the finish without the cautions, I do believe AJ was going to win that race. He was the one driver that started conserving fuel very early in that stage. We was in P3. We saw Ty Gibbs run out, so there was no question there. I'm not sure about Connor. Maybe he would have been able to save enough, but I really thought AJ was on the winning strategy there, even though they didn't have the best car. And I know, Sean, you were messaging me and telling me you didn't think that was the right move, and SVG was, in the best position to capitalize. And in the end, he was, because he had the most fuel through all those restarts. But definitely disappointing. We just didn't bring enough speed on Saturday. We almost snookered one. I really think we probably should have won on Saturday based off of our strategies. Didn't work out. Zilla just in another. A big part of that. Obviously, the Junior Motorsports cars are really, really good. But, he was in another zip code by himself, even taking Justin Allgaier to the cleaners. So that kid's going to be trouble for a long time to come, for sure.
100%. He definitely had a rocket under him, but when you have a rocket under you and you're good, you're hard to beat.
Yeah. So with that being said, I wasn't as disappointed about Saturday's outcome. I obviously wanted to win. I thought we should have won. But the fact we didn't wasn't as big of a surprise, I guess, as maybe I thought it would be. Sunday hurts. There's just no way around it. Listen, AJ is the first one to tell you his feelings, whether it's through his emotions, through his interviews, through whatever. He is a ball of emotion. And when they did when they interviewed him, right, the dejection that he had, he said it up front. He's like, man, we didn't run a lot, but I really felt this car was capable of winning. We don't hear that from AJ all that often. He's pretty realistic about his chances on any given weekend. And even going to the road courses, he'll usually say, yeah, we were third to fifth to 10th place car. That was not the case. He thoroughly believed he had a car capable of winning. And 3 laps into the race, broken transaxle, broken axle, rear end, whatever, catastrophic failure, day, done. And I know it took us a good 10, 15 minutes to kind of get our bearings right because we were live streaming that race. And thank you to everybody that showed up for that, by the way. But you know what? SVG had the best car. And I don't know if you saw it on X today, Sean, but they did the overlay of lap times for the whole race. And SVG was a half a lap better than the second place car, which was Ross Chastain. We went over this ad nauseum on the live stream, so I'm not going to rehash it that much. But at the end of the day, we choked that one away. SVG should have won that race. He put himself in position. He got the lead. Half a lap from victory, blows the bus stop. Just devastating. And that's a mistake that I don't think he'll make again. He's very good. I don't expect him to make those types of mistakes, but he's human. He did. Freaking sucks, man. It really sucks to walk out of there without a victory. We should have won that race.
There's a mental side of sports, man, whether it's auto racing or stick and ball sports, where you make a mistake that's significant. Sometimes it sticks with you. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I expect SVG is going to go to Bristol this weekend and probably impress people for where they think he's going to run this weekend. Bristol's a beast on its own, especially if you've never run there before. But I think he's definitely going to be looking forward to getting to the next road course. I certainly hope he doesn't win that one. Sorry, I'm just being honest. I'm wearing my Dinger fan hat. But it's unfortunate, right? Like, he never did that any other lap in the race. And he did it there, he got the lead. By the way, his bump on Buescher was brilliant. He could have hit him even harder. He did not. It was a little love tap. It got Buescher loose, sent it 3 wide, and SVG was the one that had the power going up the hill. I've seen some comments on social media and even on some of our stuff where it's like, someone made the comments about, well, he's running shit chassis and shit engines and whatever. Look, Watkins Glen, there's one telling point of how quick you are, what you have under your hood. It's the uphill S's, and SVG was excellent all day up the S's. He was the best car. He was not driving junk. All the Trackhouse cars were good, and if you look, so were the Spire cars, and they work pretty closely with Spire. So he definitely had a machine to use, and he was great. Like, he was fantastic. If the yellows didn't come out at the end and they had 3 or 4 more laps, I think he would have taken that 5-second deficit and caught him. It's just unfortunate, I've had people say that we're harsh, that specifically I'm harsh for using the word choke job. Look, nobody wants to hear their favorite driver be referred to as choking it, or favorite sports player or sports team. It sucks hearing that. I'm a Toronto Maple Leafs fan. There's no bigger chokers than my hockey team. Just ask that guy over there.
Hey, and I'm a Cubs fan, so.
So I get it, but I just want people to know this. At times I'm overly critical of SVG, but I'm trying to be fair because our comment section is filled with diehard SVG fans, and I love that. The support that he has from people that wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning to watch a NASCAR race on a different continent is crazy. That is incredible dedication, which I tip my hat to all of you. Brian and I, we've said this so many times, are the yin and yang to one another. He's the glass half full guy. I'm the glass half empty guy. If we came on here and spewed the same shit out of our mouths every single time we're on, it would be boring, and honestly, there would not be a point of doing the channel. But it is important to remember that first and foremost, even when SVG is not running for Kaulig next year, well, we will be covering him because we both really do like SVG, believe it or not. If you actually tuned into that 2 hour and 47-minute stream, I had my SVG fan hat on all race. All race. I was updating lap times. I wanted him to win so bad. But we're Kaulignation first. And Ryan and I are AJ Allmendinger fans. So Specifically with me, it probably does seem like I'm more of a homer at times, but I just wanted to say something that we love to say on another one of our YouTube channels. Love what you love. Don't let anybody dissuade you of that. I just know we have new NASCAR fans that are learning the sport, and guess what? It's not easy to win in NASCAR. It's hard. So when SVG won 3 road courses in a row, it's impressive as hell. When he won Chicago last year in his debut, impressive as hell. There's just so many things that can go wrong. Winning in NASCAR is not easy. Please don't let what might seem like unfair negativity. I don't think it is. I think I am being fair. I'm just probably more harsh than Ryan is. But I don't want you to not love what you love because I firmly believe in all walks of life. Love what you love, and if someone has a problem with it, fuck them. Ryan, final thoughts before we go.
Yeah, well said. I think that's, at the end of the day, that's what we're here for. And we've said this many a time, and I'll say it again right now, that our love for AJ Allmendinger is very similar to the path that SVG is forging through this sport. He's not going to drive for a big team. Yes, Trackhouse is bigger than Kaulig, but they're not a power team. He's coming over. He's learning a new discipline, not accustomed to ovals. Somebody that's going to wear an underdog hat at the ovals, period. End of discussion. I think, we all agree on that. And he has improved immensely this year, but he will continue to struggle, especially at the cup level. That sort of underdog story, that archetype, is what we loved about AJ and will continue to love about AJ and SVG going forward. But at the end of the day, it's the passion that we all have. And obviously we are extremely passionate about racing and NASCAR in general. Otherwise we wouldn't be doing what we're doing here. Just like everybody that's listening is passionate about the sport for one reason or another. That's what's brought us all together. And that will never change, whether we're being hypercritical or hyper positive or in between. Just know that SVG is somebody that we will continue to follow at length for the rest of his career, because I promise you, AJ's only got a few more years left. And, and when he's gone, SVG's already taken that step for me. So, guys, we love SVG. We will continue to talk about SVG. And at the end of the day, we're going to be very honest about SVG. And on Sunday, he fucked up. It is what it is. But
he's got himself too, by the way. He's been really hard on himself.
Yeah.
If you've seen any of his post-race interviews, he didn't use the word choke, but for all intents and purposes, he has said that. I know someone's like, it's not a choke job. There's pressure all over him. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. And
he overdrove those corners.
Field, for the rest of the NASCAR field, though, this is a door open for them now, mentally speaking. They know, if I rattle his cage, maybe I can get inside here. Maybe they can't. Maybe he shuts the door closed and wins 3 more in a row. You never know. But for the rest of them, I've seen Kyle Petty say this today, for the rest of the field, it's a door open.
Yep.
Share your thoughts down below on the Watkins Glen race. We would love to hear them. Really appreciate all support that you guys provide the channel. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow us on X at Kaulignation, Facebook's Kaulignation, Dinger Nation, SVG Nation, and more. For Ryan, I'm Sean. We'll see you in the next video.